So this is going to be the continuation of AI ethics and morality, which we discussed in the last video, right? So we discussed about what is the difference between moral and ethics, and then we came up and we saw what is how can the AI influence our lives, right? And then we discussed about few scenarios how AI can lead to wrong decisions if it is discriminated or biased. So how can we overcome that? While developing a model, what are the principles and AI ethics students should follow, and it is like a guideline. So we'll see one by one. Okay, so first is human rights. So these four are the main AI principles, I would say. Okay, so first is human rights, bias, privacy and inclusion. So all these four we have to keep in our mind before developing any model. So for example, if I take human rights, so AI must follow all the human rights, okay, that is described by our constitution, and should not take away persons' freedom, discriminate against them or unfairly deprive of them of their jobs. Okay, so in the previous video I told one example, right? When an AI model is searching for, like, if the request is to get a personal assistant, it should not go ahead and reject the male candidates, so that for personal assistant it should search only for the female ones. So it should not deprive of them the jobs. Okay, so this is the human rights, this is the first thing. And the second is biased, it should not be biased. Okay, so developers must take steps to avoid preferences of partiality in data. Bias often enters the system through the training data. So if your training data is biased, surely the results, right, the output is also going to be biased. So whenever you are training your model, make sure the training data is more non-biased and it is not supporting or discriminating any group. Okay, so only if your training data is good, the results also will be, you will be getting the desired results. Okay, often enters through the training data. If the data is biased, the results will be biased as well. So make sure it is not, your training data is not biased. And the privacy, third one is privacy. So this involves rules for proper handling of sensitive, personal and confidential information, such as financial or health information, to meet regulatory requirements and protect confidentiality. Okay, so privacy is the main important thing. So you cannot just copy any copyrighted licensed thing, and we cannot reproduce that in our AI model. We cannot do that. So AI model should be fed the same. Okay, so these are the principles we have to feed the AI model in our training data, so that it will overcome all these kind of problems like biased or discrimination or copying from the confidential data. Okay, and then last one is inclusion. So inclusion is AI must be easy to use. So whichever AI is developing, it should, since all over the world globally it is going to get customers, it should be very easy to use and benefit everyone equally. Okay, regardless of their economic status, whether rich or a poor, based on their, regardless of their economic status, the AI must support each and everyone. Okay, it must not leave out any group or cause them a disadvantage. Okay, everything. So these are all like the principles which are jolted down, so that while developing an AI model, a developer has to keep in the mind. So that these are the ethics which we have to follow, like the principles, okay, while creating or developing an AI model.